On the February the 9th, 2019 African Skype, Claudie spoke at the beginning about the origins of the human race. The quality was audible, but a little distorted on the Skype recording, but enough that I can take the opportunity to narrate here what she spoke of. She has spoken about this recently on the Sandy and Bob show too, so be sure to catch that episode. What's happening with the Orion and Syrian empires, and how these people have been contacted by Rebazar Tars and Paul Twitchell and Dwayne Hepner, who elicits their help in our project of saving this planet and creatures living on it. We need some help because the planet is being destroyed by these negative forces, the Cabal and the elites who rule this planet under the direction of the Orion Empire. 100,000 years ago, they came to this planet, or discovered it, and were looking for gold on any available planet near their home world. And it was discovered by the Queen of Orion. They immediately started gathering this precious resource and hoarding it. They didn't want anyone else to find it, as there are other species in the universe from other planets that are looking for the same thing. At the time they discovered the gold, the Earth was only inhabited by animals, fish, birds, land animals, all that sort of collection of creatures. Because of the scarcity of workers to gather this precious metal, the Queen of Orion has a very well-advanced geneticist. So he did experiments with the monkeys and apes that were available at the time. He changed their DNA, the codons in the DNA, and increased the intelligence of the monkeys and apes. And the reason for that was to have them be able to operate mining equipment and also to take care of the vegetables and fruits and trees they were growing and collecting to live on. In doing that, Enki, who was the name of the son of the Queen of Orion, genetically altered all the eggs that he found that could be used as a worker, a slave in fact. He also gave them the ability to reproduce hybrids, combining Orion sperm with ape eggs to produce a creature that could both reproduce and work in the fields and mines for supplies needed for the homeworld. It is against the law of the universe to alter any species. It started an avalanche of situations that are now existing on this planet. The Orion Sun was brilliant in doing this, but didn't want to share what he had discovered here. One of the things he discovered here, when he first came here, was that there was white powder, gold rocks laying on the ground. They didn't have to dig for it or anything, just collect it. And this is in the Tigris-Euphrates Valley. This is where everything started, at that section of this planet. White powder gold could be used in the homeworld to correct their atmosphere that had been destroyed from a 10,000-year-old war with the Syrian population. So, as time went on, Enki, the son of the Queen of Orion, decided to make the hybrid creatures very smart in some areas. They could be directed to do certain tasks, and then reproduce themselves. So there will be an endless supply of workers or slaves. Eventually, the worker slaves figured out what was going on, that they were being used exclusively for this Orion prince. He would hold that title if he were here on Earth. He was a very good geneticist in changing the creatures that lived here, so the first humans evolved from these experiments by this scientist to produce slaves. Some of the hybrids were sent back to the homeworld to work there. Some were kept here, and some trained for other jobs. As time went on, these hybrids were controlled by using what we would call tricks, to make them believe there was a god who was controlling their lives. And Enki, the son of the Queen of Orion, did this by appearing as a large person and telling the slaves that he was their god and for them to bow down and worship him 100%. So that's how we got religion on the planet. We were tricked and fooled and told things that were lies and made up stories. The normal lifespan of an Orion is at least 100,000 years. For them, 1,000 years is like 1 year on this planet. So Enki lived through many epochs of time on this planet, and would be the same person and appear on different parts of the planet and in different time zones. That's how we got different religions. At one point in time, he would appear as Quetzalcoatl in Mexico, or Buddha, or any of the other gods, the Hindu gods, as an example. Each one different, but it's the same person. He was just putting on a costume, made himself look like something special, because he had advanced electronic instruments that could manipulate his physical appearance and limit our education so we couldn't defend ourselves. Thousands of years passed by, and all the peoples of the world saw this great creature and thought it was a god. They were told it was a god, but it was a lie, and it left them very confused. We had different religions on this planet because it came from only one entity, the son of the Queen of Orion, who was tricking these monkeys. Time has gone on now, and we have governments who also control us and treat us as slaves. Everybody works in order to get money to buy food or to have a house to live in. Everyone goes to school for a very special kind of education that keeps us in slavery.